recorded this here, so that's why I now
That's okay.
record it on the Zoom. But it's like anyway, we have a nice conversation, so it's good to everybody who's here live, and then you can always see if you want to share it somewhere else. But it's really beautiful that you can, like you say that you do that like energetically, but you can do that with people while they're with you, but you can also do that on a distance.
Yeah, I help people in South America, in America, in Australia, it doesn't matter, in the Netherlands.
That's great, because I also do that a lot of times online with Zoom, and that is just like where energy goes, where the focus goes. It's there. Yeah, it's energy flows. Yeah. That's crazy how much it actually is like this. Huh? Well, you're like, I'm working on people with healings, and they're like, oh, suddenly my foot start tingling or my arms start tingling and all that sort of thing, and they feel things happening in their bodies. And I think always like a lot of people are very skeptic, but then they see that it actually works, and they're like they're amazed by it.
I don't know why, but my telephone is overheating.
Oh,
this is new.
But that's also when energy work is coming together. There's also sometimes technical things that are happening.
Yeah, and it's like it's retrograde season, right? Like,
or this week also, like a lot of miscommunications were happening everywhere, and it was really interesting. And I had that, and other people that I know had that the same thing happening. So it's like the energies in the world. Like it's really interesting how it works sometimes. Huh? What is happening in the world is also happening in yourself.
Exactly. This is what I believe as well. Everything starts from within. You have a question on
yeah, I see TikTok. Where are you from? We're both from Holland. We are both from Holland, and we're both in different countries. I am in Spain at the moment, and Ricardo is in Portugal. So we went away from Holland. There was, because like, I also feel like the grid is much more like dense in Holland, like how people living and how people doing. And then you come to a different country, like here, Spain, but also Portugal. I lived in Portugal for quite some years as well. It's much more free, yeah? Like you're less judged, or like what you wear that people think like, oh, what is, like you feel much more like less judged, you much more freedom that you can do what you want. And you have also less costs that people have to pay, because it's really crazy if you want to live in Holland.
I don't pay rent though. I work in exchanges, so I'm very grateful and very blessed. So all the money, I keep it with myself. Like we eat perfectly from the garden. It's a different lifestyle, right? And what you said is so true. The pressure, it's so tight in the Netherlands. Like the culture, like doing, no space for freedom. Like I'm happy I made this choice.
Yeah, that's amazing. But because in Portugal, you have like lots of possibilities for this, that people doing exchange, not only like what you from people that you know, but also like work away and moving and all sorts of things, but also through like knowing people and saying like, oh, you can just stay in my house, or also people when they go on holiday, and people looking for help everywhere. So that's a really much freer lifestyle, because you have already like a place, and you don't have to pay rent, and then there's much less things that you have to pay, so that gives much more freedom.
Exactly. Yeah. And we don't use Woofer or Workaway. We never used it. We just used social media to tell our stories, and there was always somebody who connected with us and had a place for us. We don't have a fan as well. We just have a Jeep. So everywhere we go, there's a camper, or there's a caravan, or there's a house. We live in a very big house now. Like, we are very blessed. It's not ours, but I don't mind. This is something I learned as well. What is ownership? Like, if you own something, you're stuck in that point on Mother Gaia, but if you don't own a home, you don't have to take responsibility to take care of the home. So you can go everywhere.
Yeah, you can have like a nomadic lifestyle, and that is like what everybody is like. It's different, of course. Like some people just want to stay at one place and live there and take care of the land and the place there. But there's also so many people that want to live a more freer life and want to go to different places and want to see different places. This is a really beautiful option and really cool that it worked out all the time for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was scary.
Yeah.
But now we are in total surrender mode. We know we trust the universe, we trust ourselves, we listen to our intuition, and there's always a place for us. And that's beautiful. There's nothing to fear at all, because this is what I believe, that the fear is always in the way to achieve what you really want. But if you can take out that fear, for me, fear is not fear anymore. It's an opportunity to be brave.
Yeah,
so
but it's like fear keep you sometimes from making those choices, and once you make those choices, the fear is not there anymore, and then you have like what you said, like all the synchronicities on your path. Like once you like surrender to the universe, then more amazing things come on your path.
Yes, fear means false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
But you only will see it if you dare to go through it, right?
Yes.
Greetings, Helga.
Hello, Helga.
Where from Portugal are you from, Om?
If
I'm
he's still
curious
there.
if he's still there.
Yeah, let's see if he's still there, Om. And Helga, yay. I saw Helga also on my thoughts on everything. That's also a really cool channel, and he really wants to also build like a community online. And I was also, sometimes he goes live with several people, and I went there several times live, and there's some people that are like following me from that channel as well. And I hopefully he's gonna organize even much more things. So when that is happening,
so please follow me. I will follow you as well, Helga. I would love that, and join the community.
Yes, really cool. So everybody follow Ricardo. You can click on his name, and then you can. Oh yeah, here is Oom is back. So Ricardo wants to know, Oom, which city or
Part
place?
of Portugal you come from.
Yeah, where do you live in Portugal? Because he's also in Portugal, but he's now in a place, but soon he's going to go close to Coimbra. And now, where are you now? Somewhere?
Cabeça, but it's between Coimbra and Tomar. It's like an hour away of the next location.
Okay, Tomar is also a beautiful city, huh? And it's also have a very
beautiful,
interesting energy there, huh? In Tomar. It's really nice.
That's very powerful. Yeah, and I'm not a city man, but I love Tomar though.
Yeah, me too.
Different energy.
It's different, yeah. Portugal is really interesting country with lots of interesting pockets of places where you have beautiful energy. And but I lived there several years, but after because I have that vision still to live in a community with people, and I'm still want to build that one day, but for now I'm just in Spain. But we had to escape. You also maybe saw it, like escape the cult, and people. We thought, Helga also would love to live in community. So
we too.
And that is like, it's like a vision that we all have, and there are already several communities being built in Portugal, and that's really beautiful. But also you have to make sure that you like everybody's equal and everybody is co-creator. And I came into a place where there's like some leaders and they wanted to put control on others. So we had to escape the cult.
I don't believe in that kind of leadership, authoritative leadership. I don't believe it. I believe in authentic leadership. I lead myself, you lead you, and together we lead in oneness. There's nothing is needed for that.
Yeah, Helga says also
saying, I want to know more about the cult stories that they retell.
Oh yeah, I will send her a link for we made a video about on YouTube about 5 people of us made a video about what happened. How do you call it? Your experiences there. And we made a video on that on YouTube with 5 people, and we had the most. I will send it to her on the on a personal message. It's on YouTube. Oh yeah, I will send it on your in the reply, and it's really interesting to hear that. And also with 5 people, but there were much more people that were first going to come on the video, but something happens, and also a lot of other people that were afraid to speak out. So that's why. So that was really necessary. That was that it came out for people to raise awareness of that place, because that place gets bigger and bigger, and people want to go there, and they make it portray very nicely on the pictures. And then until you come there, and then you're like, this is not.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially also with the connections, with the Facebook connections, and the connections that we made. It's like, not to speak ill of anybody, just it's my experience and how I experience it, right? But like a lot of false promises that are not kept. Like it's like they lure you in, and they want you. They want to make use of you to build their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not how it works for me. Let's build together, and let's build in that all our dreams can come true, right? Like, instead of building for one and then we need to forget our own dreams, it doesn't work like that. And we tried it several times to commit to the cost of building a community and living together, but till now it didn't work out. It's not easy to find like good people as well, and that resonate with each other. But I'm not going to say they're bad people, but it's about resonation, like-minded energy, like frequency. Are we willing to build together, and are we willing to go through the shadow parts as well? Because if we connect with each other and we live together, right, something will exist or like will manifest itself, and that's a process. Because if one energy comes in contact with another energy, something new will be reborn, and that's the process we can go through to better ourselves, and it goes both ways, right? And if we are not willing to do it together, it's not going to work. We need both parties for this.
Yeah, and everybody has to be happy as well. Like the individual is really important in this. And so I really believe it's still gonna work out, and I'm also in contact with several people that want to build something, but because it's just in the early phases, I don't tell too much about it yet, because I also want to give people more information once I come out with it. Because I want to have like a certain plan, like so that people like that we are going on the same path. But it's not easy, to find what you said. It's not easy to find people that are on the and also with awakening. And yes, she said also, Helga has also agreed. It's not that easy to find people that are like vibrating on the same level, and also understanding you because being awake has so many different layers, and even that we can say we awake, but then there's so much more, and also I feel like at one point we will be total transparent, like I'm here, like you can talk about anything, and you're like, and that is what like some people they think they're awake,
still not ready for.
No,
I'm so transparent that it's triggering people, though. They're not ready for the honesty. But I'm also an energy worker, so I'm communicate better in frequency. So there's nothing that escapes me because I feel it. And when I feel it, I open up. Hey, if there's something, we can talk about everything. Like, it's so important to tell our boundaries. And it's like, that is something so difficult, but why needs it to be so difficult? Because I'm very respectable and I love for you to tell your boundaries. But if you don't tell me, how do I know? And this goes way. This is how we can grow towards each other. But there is so a big issue about boundaries and honesty. Not a lot of people are ready for that, right?
Yeah, and they're like afraid to trigger others, but you never know who you trigger with what, because everybody has different wounds. And also a lot of people are not aware when they like have something, why is this? What is it saying? Or how can you express that? And I think communication is really still difficult for people. Like, but it's like more and more, yeah, people are on the path and they're learning. And then it's like, then you can just talk with someone just as you are, like openly about anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then it's possible. Okay, now some more people joined. Yay!
Welcome everybody.
Yes,
I would love to live in Portugal because my grandson will always live there.
Yeah,
we can make it happen with each other. Like, still we don't know what we are gonna do, and like, we're just living in the flow, in the now, and this is what we accept for the moment. And it's what you said as well. I know for certain it will happen. I don't know how the future looks like, and I'm not too focused on the future because I want to be in the now. But I know my dream is gonna it's already happening. It's manifesting, but it's in divine timing. I don't control that, right? So, and I feel like everything that's happening now is the process towards that, my learning process.
Yes. So follow Ricardo on Facebook and on TikTok, wherever you are, to see where he ends up. And maybe he's gonna build something amazing at one point. And who knows where he ends up. So, but that is already a really beautiful journey that you're doing. What you said in the now, you're having a really amazing journey and enjoying the now. And from that, everything will manifest itself.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like this is also an important part. It's judgment, right? And projecting in the outer world. But what I have learned, if we judge others, we still judge pieces of ourselves inward, right? And this is why the fear of speaking truth is such a thing at the point, because there's still so much judgment and so less accepting each other. Like, we are all growing. We are spiritual little children. It doesn't matter how old our soul is, right? Like, we don't know what we are doing. We're just driving through life, right? Like, we have a dream, and
we're just figuring it out.
Exactly. We were all stuck in like what we call the matrix. We were all stuck in there, like in like, this is new for us. For me, it's like learning to bicycle again, right? Like, and every day I get better and better in it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I do my best, my very best.
Yeah, and every day when you learn new things or about yourself, you can do even more. Like, which say only you can do better when you know better and you understand things more. But it's like, exactly. It's an interesting journey. I really love this journey of discovering, and also like you're just doing something and you like it's like she says, we the people have been programmed from the moment we were born. So this time is to remember. Yeah, we remember who we are, what we are. She says, Helga also knows a lot. Yeah.
Yes. And very wise words. Yes.
Yeah. See, and we're here, like, we were thinking like we're learning, but indeed you said like we're remembering everything, and that's why we resonate so much with certain words, and also with the words that you're saying, and people will resonate with that as well, because like they feel that inside themselves, and this is what, like, remembrance, this is what we know, And that's what we're going back to living in the now, to enjoying our life, to learning. We keep learning, and that is so beautiful once you're on this journey.
Exactly, I agree totally. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Ricardo. Welcome to the TikTok live. Yeah, it's fascinating though, and I'm not gonna say, and you said it with the cult thing, right? That's not necessarily a pleasurable experience, but we still need those experiences as well. It's like a part of the dark night of the soul. We need to experience it to know this is not for us. This feels good for us. Like, yeah, I'm still grateful for those lessons as well, because we have had those lessons as well. We were on a piece of land, but it was a very toxic situation, and yeah, it was very fearful, but it made us stronger. We grew more together, me and Devika. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's also, if we see, I helped to build a house in Caragal do Sol, a wooden chalet with Israeli people, very loving people. We lived there for a half year. We landed there and they went back to Israel. Our daughter is born in the house. It was a free birth, no bird wife, no doctor, just the two of us. Like, so much blessing, so much beautiful things. And to see the balance, like the toxic things, the beautiful things, and how it all comes together, how we all need that to learn and grow what we inside already know, right? It's remembering. You said it right.
Yeah, and Helga says
You're
reunite.
welcome.
We're coming reuniting, and she said also thank you both for this awesome live. You're very welcome.
Yes, for sure, and thank you for watching.
Yes.
And I will join yours as well.
Yes, and thank you all for being here, because we're all here to embody this like new energy, this new way of being, and to like letting go of that matrix or like society. And also when I was with the cult, I went away, like I learned a lot from it as well. But I also thought, like, why did I need to go through it to even learn more about the programming and the reprogramming and the deprogramming of from a society, because it's the same happens in that place as well. So I really want to help people raise awareness about, because the whole society is actually one big cult where they want you to believe in. It's really crazy. If I once you know, and once you, but like I feel well, but I do believe more and more people are waking up now, and that the momentum is now. Do you also feel that?
Yeah, for sure. And this is what I said. This is the place why we live here is because the same thing. They want to bring the old into the new. It doesn't work anymore. It's outdated. We need to, it's time for rebirth, another way of living. It's not a new way of living, it's a very old way of living. Back to basic, self-sufficient, working in the garden, eating from the garden, creating food forests, like living together. Like we live in a society and everybody is like an individualist. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody is on their own. We live in a, like, for example, the Netherlands. Most of the neighbors don't talk to each other anymore, right? Like there's so much distance. There's so much, how do I say it? Duality, right?
Mm.
Instead of oneness, and we can all be ourselves. We don't have to be alike, because what you bring to the world is what you bring to the world. You will be, when you are yourself, you're most beautiful. When I am myself, it's the same. And this is when we can connect and create something beautiful. For me, that's the only way.
Yes. And it is also like, once you like find yourself, you become only more yourself. You can't, you become more yourself, you become more free. And that's what we really want to, that's why we want to help people becoming more free as well, like Helga, to shine your lights. Indeed, I shine my lights. She says she talks with people, and that is like you shine your light, and you like have that like you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, and you know what works for you, and then people come to you like, hey, because like people lost their connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They forgot who they really are, and that affects your torus field, your energy field. But we are all energy, and the more love we choose, the more light we can shine. I do the same, Helga. I talk to everybody. I make connections everywhere, and it's very useful. Also, it's not only it feels good to make the connections, but it's very loving as well. Like to speak to people that I'd never seen before, and then see the similarities and the processes. Like then I've become a little child and enjoy it the most, right?
Yeah,
we are not the body, yes.
But we're the spirits in it. So then you connect with the people, like their spirit, they're like the soul in their heart, and then you go deeper, and then it's like really, that's really, then it's soul to soul, and that is really beautiful connections, and it really does something with you, and then you learn from each other, like then you're co-creating with, because I like it how much other people have like little keys for each other. And then we keep learning from each other as well, like and then we get like, because we have that inspiration that is like that you can only share, like you want to share that,
of course. And what you can share, that's yours. What I share is mine. And it's like, it's not even for me. I'm not the body. I'm not even my thought patterns. I'm not my emotions, because my emotions are created by my thought patterns. For me, thought is like the wind. It comes and goes. It could be yours. So what I have learned, it's like I'm the spirit within. And this is why the spiritual means spirit, you all, right? There's only one soul. There's only one God. It doesn't matter how you want to call it. Universe, it's one sun. We are all one. And if we understand this, then we can learn so much from each other, because we're all reflections and we all have bits and pieces for each other. If we are open for it, we grow like crazy fast.
Yeah, and Alex says we are here to make this world a better place. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. It starts with our own world, right? Our own perception of it.
Yeah, and to start like what you've how you perceive it, and what you said, like I'm Helga said, look, we're the ones we're waiting for. Yes, indeed. But I am also very much focused on like for me it's love, everything. Like the more love, the more love I'm inside myself, the more love I get reflected back from reality.
What you give is what you get. This is so important to understand as well. Like, we talk about free will, but if we are one spirit, right? And we are here to do the things that we have chosen before we were an embodiment, then for me, the free will is only based on fear or love. That's the choice you have in the moment every time again. When you choose love, you will get love. If you choose fear, you will get fear. If you choose love, your frequency will go up. If you choose fear, your frequency will go down. To me, that's very simple to understand now. Now I know. I didn't know that, but now I know. Yeah, it's so important to understand that everything is choice-based, fear or love. And I choose love in every way. I believe that's the only truth. It's unconditional love in every way possible.
Yeah, and there's like for me that's also the focus, and I really we're shifting. This whole place is shifting because we're shifting. No, we know what we're going, and we are not in fear. So we know, like we're going to a really amazing place. We're like exciting for the future. And a lot of people are very like maybe fearful, but if you're living in love, you just trust what happens needs to happen.
Exactly. And this is also something that happens in the world at this moment. And I believe that the mass, a lot of people are waking up, right? But there are still a lot of sleep. So you have like two different realities, like creating at this point, and they're growing out, because the one is fear-based, we call it hell. The other is love-based, we call it heaven, because it's both a mental state of being. And this is what helps people to wake up even more. And I'm happy that I'm on the heavenly side and that I can enjoy it. I even enjoy the pain now. I don't have a lot of pain anymore, though. I'm happy for that.
But it's also.
But I've been on the other side as well.
But sometimes you still feel the pain that is still, like you can like hold space for all parts of yourself that come back or something. But it feels like it's also can be really deep, but it's very short. Like I have that sometimes, really deep like feelings. But if I go really deep in it, it's also really quickly transforms.
That's the surrendering mode, right? Because if you don't go through it, you will grab hold to it, and it's gonna be there for a very long time. But if you know how to work with it and you go through it and it goes deep, but then it can be gone in like a couple of minutes. I totally agree with that. My thoughts on everything is now live.
Oh, he's also live.
Thank you. Thank you. Then we resonate a lot.
My thoughts and everything is now live. Okay, cool. And someone else followed me. So welcome people who just came in. A friend of mine also I saw she came in. So everybody welcome. Everybody welcome also to follow, and also to follow Ricardo, who is also doing really
us both.
Yes. Both doing great things here in the world. And you said also like you're doing like energy work on this. Do you also have like how people can find you? Then I will. You can send me some links.
I don't have I didn't make any advertisement in the beginning, so I only use social media. Okay. I don't have a website. I don't use that. Most of the things go in mouth, and I believe the universe will bring the people towards me instead of. But we have services, and you can find them on my Facebook account. You can even find it on TikTok.
Okay, cool.
So it's in one of the upper videos on TikTok. So you can always contact me. I'm always open for connection.
That's great. So that's how it works, Ricardo. That's Helga, indeed. So you can always find his Facebook or his TikTok to see what kind of services he gives. So that's really cool. To if anybody feels the call, that they know where to find him, where to contact him, and he says he's always open also to have a talk. So know that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Connection is key for me.
Yes, really cool. And I'm also very happy to talk to you after knowing you already for quite some years, like on Facebook, and seeing your journey a bit. So it's really beautiful how you are living and how you're doing the things, and that you are doing your thing in the world.
Likewise, I'm very grateful for this connection as well. I found it a bit hard to go live on my own and speak to myself. I love the connections. Like, I don't like to preach. I love communicate. This is what I know already. I want to learn from you as well, right? Like, I want to know what I don't know. That's more important for me.
And that's why it's also to know that it's so nice to go live, and then people, if people messaging, and then you have the interaction. But that is not always on Facebook. So I'm on TikTok. Sometimes I have a lot of people coming, and they're like a lot of interactions. And sometimes people just come and go, but you never know. But it's interesting how it works on TikTok. And also on Facebook, you make me smile, Ricardo, says Elga, so that's good.
You make me smile as well, so thank you for being a beautiful reflection.
Yeah, but because even though, yeah, maybe we don't always feel like doing this or something, but always it gives also other people like hope and inspiration to know like there's other people like me also out there doing their thing. And that we're like uniting, and I also feel more and more light workers are coming in more in their power, like have people understand what we're saying.
Yes, and yeah, we make it so easy as possible, right, to communicate what we are feeling and what's inside of us. It's not always easy to, I don't know how to say it, to make it for others to understand it, right? Especially, it's hard. It's not easy. But we all do our best, and I'm very grateful for all of us. We are doing this, right? And that's like, yeah. Much love to you as well, Helga. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I appreciate this a lot. Yeah. And I hope we can do this more often with more people, and let's grow in the community. And because this is the thing that I want to share. It's like everybody in Portugal is buying a piece of land, and then they have a piece of land, and then they think, "Shit, I can do this on my own. I can't do this on my own. I need other people." And I'm happy that I'm a builder and a landscaper, that I'm one of the people that they need. But we miss the unity, right? Let's connect. Let's do this together. Because what I can do alone is so little. What we can do together, or like in a whole group.
Yeah, you can really move mountains, and because a lot of people are just alone on their own place, and then they're struggling because they have to work so much. So you went away from the other matrix, and then you come in like, and you're still like bound to certain things, and you're like still working a lot. So you can make that much better, so to work together with people, and that's the future. I really feel that's the future. But you need to be like at a certain frequency or level, or like openness, and be able to do that. And it will come more and more, because more and more people waking up, more and more people want this, and more people coming together. So and that is really cool, and that's really happening. So I have that, and I love to go live, especially with other people as well, because just like, because before I was like really shy and stuff, like years ago, and now I don't care what people think of me. Before I was like, oh, what will people think? And now I don't care. Like, I just meet myself. And if you don't like it, you don't have to follow with this. You don't have to watch this, no? And that's why I love social media also, because I just can say whatever I want to say. And then, and if they're really, really disrespectful, I can always block them, no?
Of course, yeah. You are very authentic, though. Like, and yeah, we are both like energy healers, but you have a very special energy. You're very authentic. Also, the embodiment and how it's beautiful. I really love it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's also, it takes one to know one, huh? So people that are like, they understand what is this person about. Like, this person really wants to help people, really wants to put more love into the world, inspiration. And if you're on a different frequency, you think like, what is this crazy person, huh? Like, if you like, so that's why you only understand each other when you are on a certain frequency. And then you understand where they come from and what their intention is, and like also what they already done, like a lot of work on themselves to be in this point, to understand why. Because at one point I had a burnout from work, because before I was like, work, and then I had a burnout, and then a colleague of mine says, I already thought so, that would happen. because you were always too happy. And then I'm like, now I'm even more happier, but now I'm more aware of my happiness. So yeah, a lot of people thought it was like not real because I was always happy, but that's my being almost. Like how can I be as happy as possible?
The burnout was, of course, when you were doing a thing that you didn't like to do.
Well, I did like it. I did like it, but I was in the system. I was working at a social service. So I was helping clients. So I really love that. But I had more problem with my colleagues and my clients that always wanted to do certain things in a certain way, always the same. And yeah,
you were always fighting the system, right?
Yeah. But I think I was already very young. I was already fighting the system. But even when I was in elementary school, I was already, people could vote for me. So I was like talking with the teachers how to do it better for how they could change things better for the students. So I was already like a child. I was already like I wanted to voice for people that don't have a voice, and that's what I'm really all about. Like help everybody, like because like a lot of people can't voice themselves and they're like suffering, and this society doesn't work for everybody how it is right now, and only some people are gaining from it over the cost of a lot of other people. Yeah, and so that's why we need to keep voicing this, and we need to make a difference. Like, hey, you can live like this.
Yes, and that's all I hope to be, an inspiration and an example for others, so they can do the same, because this is important. A lot of people think they need to have a lot of money, but that's a belief system, and if you believe that, then that will be your reality. I don't believe that. I believe that this is what I said. We jumped with 2,000 euros 2 years ago. We didn't have a car. We went with the Flixbus, and look at us now, like making our own money, like having a car, and like everything's changed. So you don't have to, because that's also a way for waiting. Oh, I need to wait because I don't have enough money. I need to wait. I need to work more. And then the society is built like this. Only the people that can gain from it, they can do it. But the others, they're then stuck. You need to jump. Just jump. Trust yourself. You can do this. I did it as well.
Yeah, and we have also in Holland, people have to pay for so much things that, like when you're like in Portugal or Spain, you don't even have to pay those things. Like they also invent a lot of things in Holland that you think you need that you don't even need. So it's like, and also the things, yeah, you said how good bees as world class get more. It's also about freedom, to have the freedom to do what you want to do, and that is also so precious. It's so precious to have that freedom. So that is more worth than working from 9 to 5 and have more money. And that is also what people are afraid to, like, oh, what will happen? No, like trust that everything will work itself out. I let go. I think 5 or 6 years ago. I just stopped my job and I went to South America to travel, and I got some money for my job, but not much more. So, and it always worked out until now. Still, it's working out, and so it's like really indeed what you said, like trusting and surrendering to the universe, and things will work out, and you will understand this part as well.
Yes, it's abracadabra. What you think or speak, that will become your reality. It's no joke. It's like manifestation is real. First you need to think it, then you need to feel it, then you need to experience that it's already there, and then you feel happy, then it will come. And this is, for me, this is how it works.
Yeah, and then like natural abundance, you are abundant just by being you and feeling what you feel, because we have like that is the richness that's inside you, that richness that you have.
That's you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our authentic self. And the more we can trust ourselves and listen to our intuition, the easier it gets. That's what I said. Like, there was still a lot of fear, like 2 years ago. Oh, and there's stress. Oh, the money is getting like lower and lower. What are we gonna do? Like, me and David got in fights, and like, look at us now. We don't even know where we are going, but we are not worrying. We know the universe got us, and we have ourselves, right? Like, it's that simple.
But that's also a trap with the money, and that's like they keep people on basic, like the pyramid of Maslow. Like you first need like money, like for food and a house, and then friends and family, and then only later you go to self-realizations on top of the pyramid. So if you keep people worried about money and what if they have enough food for tomorrow, then they be in just in like survival mode. And that is what this like matrix is like built on. It's like having people in survival mode, so they don't find themselves and don't go into that path of spiritual, that journey of awakening and finding themselves. Yeah, it's like people are waking up from it, people seeing more and more through the bullshit of everything, because it gets more clear and clear, no? Like, it's like, it gets more crazier, no? Look, it's like also what happened last, I was like, what happened in Hawaii, that was horrible. And the more what comes out about it, it's how evil it was. And people finding out more and more about that. And I'm like, there's so many times before where it was also like evil and people didn't see it, but now it comes more and more in the open, so people really seeing this.
Thank you, internet, right? Thank you, social media, because if we didn't have it, and it isn't built to create something beautiful, but look what we made of it, right? Like,
yes, and we
the matrix is it's something in the mind. It's not per se a place. It's something we get stuck in the mind, and we feel trapped.
We get free from it. Though. Yeah, and we get free from it, and it starts with the mind. It starts with opening your mind, freeing your mind, and then you will free yourself also in the physical. But yeah, it's a whole journey on itself to finding out that we are actually living in a matrix, like the movie, like. And there's so many movies and series that you look, and then you look back at it, and you're like, oh my God, this was already saying this. And it's like,
a documentary, right? Instead of a movie.
It's real, yeah. It's real. Yeah. It's like crazy. But while I saw it, well, I saw it, I had no clue. Only later, when I saw it back again, then I had more understanding of it. And that's all the puzzle pieces. They're all coming together at one point. Like, you understand everything more and more.
Yeah. I was talking about Simon Peter because he makes beautiful music. He's
cool!
And he's like he creates his own music, and he's like high vibes. I start in the morning with his music. And,
nice.
We were talking about that as well. The puzzle pieces, right? The puzzle pieces, right? Like. And then you hear the songs, what they really sing, right? With how do you say it? Then you hear, because I listened to the music for 10 years and I didn't listen to it. I heard it, but I didn't listen to the lyrics. And then I woke up, and then I listened to the same song, and then I got all the messages, all the subliminal messages that are in all the music, and I was like, wow, what's happening? Like, so yeah, for me, the matrix is a mental state of being, believing that you cannot get out of it. It's not a place. For me, it's not a place. It's not. It's a system built to keep you imprisoned.
So I also now followed Simon Peter, so that's cool.
Yeah, he's beautiful. He's one of the first guys I saw live on TikTok.
Oh, nice. No, yeah, but it's like, oh, hello, Amar, as well, very welcome. Everybody's very welcome. You're also very welcome to follow me and follow Ricardo. And if you have questions, put them up in the comments. And yeah, everybody's very welcome. And yeah, it's like what you said. Like I really love that what you said about the music, because a lot of times you like music, but you never listen to it, and then you look back at it. But also the music you liked already in the past, you check, like now you listen to it, and then you hear the sound, and it's like now like what they're singing, and then you're like, now I understand why I liked it in the first place. So intuitively, energetically, you were drawn to certain music, and oh, okay, I get goosebumps for like recognize. So you already energetically and intuitively knew that this was good music and it was good movies, and then only later you understand the messages in it, but subconsciously it's already there.
As I said, I was very toxic and it started at like 13, 14 years. I was like losing myself, and I needed guidance in my spirituality, and my parents were a little bit afraid of me because of the truth I spoke and the things I knew that I didn't. So I listened to the Backstreet Boys. But the songs I listened to, I listened like a year and a half ago. I felt it was I was in my growth, and I was like, my soul was telling me, listen to the music you listened. I'm 13 years old, because that was where my inner child wound was. And I listened to the songs that I listened, and it was exactly what you said. Wow, this is why, like God was calling me already, and I didn't listen to it. I couldn't listen to it, but it was like planting seeds for the now, and I just cried like a little baby, because now I got all the messages, and it was so deep.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
It's just a word. I understand. It's like we use the word to matrix a set of number arranged in rows and columns, and so as to form a rectangular array. Yeah. Hi. Hello, Leona. Yeah, I totally understand. Everything is like 0 and 1, right? Everything is built on that. The whole reality. And like we live, everything is a matrix. We live in, the whole world is the matrix, but what we mean is the societies that keep us small instead of being ourselves.
But it also can be like it's like computer code. Like maybe we're all living in a simulation, and everything, because everything is like sacred geometry. Everything is like almost like made to perfection, even in nature. So there is something that could be that we're all living in like a virtual reality.
I believe that
simulation, no?
Natives say that like this is not a place, it's a walk through, a way through, that's it. So it's like it's a simulation built on zeros and ones. We call it also alpha and omega. Like the 1 is male and the 0 is female. Everything is built on that. This is like the matrix. And if you have watched the movie, then you know that you are the core of your universe. So you can create your own matrix in the way you want. No, we are not the body. We are not the body. Exactly.
But on the other side, we are here also to embody the spirit. So it's also interesting.
Exactly. It's like, for me, it's like the body is the vessel. Ricardo is only the vessel, the tool for God to come, to flow through and do his magic, right? That's my truth.
Yeah, and the more you have let go of all the like blockages and fears and stuff, the more like you are an open vessel, like energetically, you're an open vessel for God to flow through you.
Exactly. You cannot kill the ego. If you kill the ego, you will kill the body. I don't know, but the ego can sit in the heart, and at the throne of the heart. This is what we call Christ. So the ego needs to merge with the soul and understand that the ego is not the one who's driving the vehicle. It's God. It's like, that's the one. But the ego needs to make space, because this is the program, right? What we have learned is that the ego is the master of the body, but that's the lie. In my perspective, I'm not trying to convince anybody though.
No, I never understood exactly all of that, because what is the ego exactly? And I also think whoever you talk with, they have a different perspective of that as well. So that is also interesting, because like everybody sees it also differently. Like, is the ego good or is the ego bad? And then I have with the yoga, I have like the ego eradicator. If you do that, you could do the eradicating. I don't know, maybe the ego also makes you like who you are as well. But also what you said, like the more you're connecting with your higher self, the less you have that ego, like the more but you have to feel.
But if if the ego is me, the I am, the I is the ego, right? It's not, you cannot pull it together. The God cannot live in this plane without the body, the embodiment. So the ego is mental. Do you know the picture that they put the brain out in the nerve system and say it's like a post on Facebook and say this creature lives in you. You see the brain and the nerve system and the spine column. But this is like, we are not what we think. What we think is the ego, right? And what we think creates emotion, feeling. So we are not what we feel as well, because it's born from thinking. We are the spirit that dwells within. But because our thinking, this is why we are stuck in the head. It's like the torus field goes from down, from the root to the crown, and back from in the root to the crown, right? The program created the torus field backwards. That's why we are stuck in the head. So the ego rules. But if it comes, you connect with Mother Gaia and you connect with the great central sun, the torus field will move. Yes, that's the alignment, the realignment we do with our chakras. So this is because the soul lives in the heart, right? It is the center of our being. It's the center of our universe, the eye of the storm. How do you want to call it? So so I don't believe the ego can die, because that means Ricardo doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's what I also feel like. It makes also who we are.
Yeah, and it helped us as well. In the dark times, the ego was there for us. When we needed to get mad, when we needed to run away or whatever, the ego helped us with that process as well. And it helps us to evolve as well, because this is what we are growing out, right? And it doesn't, for me, it doesn't mean I want to kill my ego. I want to collaborate with my ego.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I want, for me, and I want that ego already. Let God decide. It's not what I want, it's God's will, it's not my will. This is what I believe. Because this is not, if Ricardo would 2 years ago, Ricardo couldn't make this choice. It was God that flowing through me. Otherwise, I would still be stuck in my old life. It was the calling of the soul. There was the calling of God. I believe in one soul, one God. There's only one.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So, and then you like, but so when you have the energy flowing through you, that is like, when you have that, then it's like, you're like, then you understand that we are like limitless energy beings. That is like, and that is so beautiful when you do like energy work to help people to get away of the blockages, and then the energy can stream again, like the information and the inspiration. That's why you're inspired, because spirit comes through. No, so that's why and then you and that's what we're going. Yes, and electrical. We're electrical. We are electrified. Yeah. Yes.
And that's the clue. That's the clue. And energy for me is everything. Sometimes I have a hard time to express myself, but energetically, it's much easier for me. I can trust that. I can trust that what comes from within. And I believe, like, if you are in connection with your chakras, I don't believe we have like 7 in the body. Have 7, but I believe in 17 chakras. You have 5 underneath your feet, and you have 5 on top of your head, till the great central sun and to the core of Mother Gaia. Because we are all one. It's all one. So this is also what I do in the light body activation. I connect with all the 17 chakras, and there's like in the great central sun, it's like the wisdom of the soul is there. We call it the Akasha Chronicle, and everybody can get there. It's if we are in alignment with ourselves, because the knowledge comes from within.
Yeah, making that connection with yourself, and but that is what I did after my burnout. I went to a yoga. To yoga lessons. I did yoga and then meditation, and I had such a big smile going back. And I was like, this is the first time I felt myself, like felt my own energy. And then I was like, whatever like happens with me in my world, if I could just sit somewhere and meditate, I'm good.
Yes. I meditate a lot. But it's not, at first it was the ego who wanted to meditate because God needs to come through. Now, if God wants to come through, I need to lay down. I don't have a choice. So I feel it coming, and then I need to lay down, and then I go. And sometimes I meditate every day, and sometimes I meditate twice a week. It depends.
But it's also... It also feels like the more you are like present in the moment, the more you lead like a meditative life. Like the mindfulness is about being like present in the moment. So the more you are present in the moment, the more you are like, your life becomes one big meditation, it feels like.
And that's funny that you say mindfulness, right? Because when you are in the present, the mind is empty.
Yeah, it's funny that it's called mindfulness.
Right?
Empty. Yeah, but a lot of the words are totally backwards a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly.
This is really crazy.
I don't say good morning, or I say good day. I don't mourn in the morning.
Yeah.
In the day. And in the Dutch as well, I don't say morgen. I say dag. Because why would I say morgen if it is today, right? Like, so I'm very conscious with the words I use, and I try not that I judge others to do that, but for me, it's like a piece of consciousness. I love to comply to myself, to say it like that. What is chakras? Chakras are like energetic fields in the body. you have 7 in the body. From the root to the crown, from your, how do you call it?
Yeah, the most important, like most well known are the ones, the 7, like in your roots, and like this like energy like points in your body, and then you have the roots, and then you have the sacral chakra, and the navel,
solar plexus,
solar plexus, and the heart, and the throat, and the third eye, and the 7th. And the more you have all, and then you can also research that, because the more you know about the chakras, the more you know also which parts are blocked, energy points, and also they also connect with physical points in your body. So the more you understand which one are blocked or what you need to work on, you can make sure that you can unblock those chakras as well. And then you told also that you have like 5 on top and 5 under you. But there's like, it's also very interesting, but I work with, when I do energy healing, I do the 7 chakras, but I also work with some other chakras, so the energetic ones on top, and then some other chakras. But then it's really funny, because then some people say like, these are the chakras, and then these are the chakras, but the 7th is the most, like, people know about it.
And you have small, you have more small in your body. We call it meridians, in the hands, underneath the feet, in the knees, in the elbows, in the shoulders. You have a lot of different points, and it's like acupuncture. I don't know how to say it.
The meridians.
There are a lot of different ways to use it, like to heal it. There are different ways, and we work with energy, because there are energy points, right?
Yes. And this is what happens when they are blocked. How would one know? Well, like when you,
I have interesting one. Give me one moment, because I have learned, we know what sins are and virtues, right? Do you know what sins are and virtues? The sins, we call it the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
And the 7 godly virtues, right? I have learned that the chakras are connected. That's why it's 7. Like the root is, the sin of root is red. The sin of the sacral is lust. The sin of the solar is gluttony. The sin of the heart is envy. The sin of the throat is greed. The sin of the third eye is sloth. And the sin of the crown is pride. So it's our own behavior that blocks our chakra. And I don't know this from, what do you want to say?
And which are the 7 virtues?
Give me a moment. Like diligence is from the root. One moment. 7 virtues. No, sorry, that's something. Okay, diligence is from the root, yes? Chastity is from the sacral. Charity is from the solar plexus. Kindness is from the heart. Temperance is from the throat. Patience is from the third eye. And humility is from the crown.
Very interesting to see it also with that, because like what you said, the gluttony on the solar plexus, when you eat too much, like a lot of times when you are like bigger than you, like you will not have the same, like, because the gluttony, you don't have the same strength in there, or boundaries and strength. You don't feel so much strength. So it's really about these things. You can connect them and you can work with them.
Exactly.
It's really interesting. But the more you know about the chakras, the more you know where you can work on and how you can work on them. But it's really cool to see it also from this angle. So that is new for me as well. So
yeah, this
cool.
is something I've learned like the year before this one, because I was like, I'm always open to learn more, and it was very interesting because I'm very interested in the Bible and in the Quran, and I'm not religious, but I believe that religion is born from spirituality, and there's a lot of misinterpretation, and because there's a lot of truth in the holy books. I don't say it's a history book, though, but there's a lot of truth in it. But you need to vibrate higher to understand what the book is saying. So yeah, it's very interesting. So this is how I came on this point, because I didn't connect it earlier in my process. But it's very interesting. And it's easy to, if you know I'm greedy, yeah, you know you have a blockage, right? Like you have a blockage, yeah.
And also what you said, like envy in the heart, like you like, or like yeah, that you like if someone has something and you don't like, you like, it's not open heart, because when you have an open heart, you're unconditional, then you want everybody to win. There's no comparison. You want like, you want that. Yeah, so that is really,
so it's logical as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's really logical. So that's really cool to have it from that angle. But really, Simon, I think it's really good if you research more about what are the chakras, how can you unblock them, and like the more you learn from it, the more interesting it is, and how you can really work with them. And then someone else asked, do you guys also believe in different dimensions? He says something else, like when we dream.
But to be honest, I'm a flat earther, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
No, but it's like but I really also believe that there are different dimensions here on this earth, because when you shift your frequency, the earth looks different. Like physical earth looks different. So I'm very much about this plane, but there's a lot of people who also, like in their dreams, do astral traveling and go to different dimensions and stuff.
I do that as well.
Yeah. So do you do that also during your dreams, or you do that also doing other?
No, astral travel. I do not lucid dream. Now I had a dream 2 days ago, and I changed it. So I'm learning.
Oh wow, yeah, that's cool.
To the lucid dreaming, but I'm like an astral traveler, but I do not control it.
Okay.
So I feel it. My whole body is tingling, my crown is tingling, and then I know I'm going.
Okay.
So, and it happens always before I fall asleep or before I wake up.
So also research astral traveling and lucid dreaming, because it's also very interesting subject.
That's
so like we can just like we can make a whole talk about only these subjects only. So but it's interesting, yeah. And yes, brother, too many people are disconnected from the spiritual side. Yeah, that's like, it's like a lot of things. There's so much spirituality and knowledge coming out, more and more information as well, and more understanding of the information that was already here. Yeah, I'm also, I think the world is also not how, like you said in between, like about the flat earth. I also think the world is different that they told us. So, but so much.
It's much bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah. That we are like, we see like through a keyhole, we see it so tiny.
But I do believe that it's coming out in our lifetime. Everything is will come out.
I believe that as well. When I astral travel and I go high and I look down at the earth, it looks like an eye. But I cannot say for certain that I only said I don't want to confuse. This is my belief system, and because I believe it, I see it, right? So that's something interesting.
Yeah, but that's also interesting subject, because everything what you think, like you believe what this world is, that you get reflected back. Yeah, so that's so some people really like do certain plant medicines, and then they say like, oh, this is real, but then it's like but they see it only because they like believe it like this. So that is also really interesting how, because when you have like fixed belief system, then they keep like, also these people also keep getting confirmation that it is right what they believe, so they also don't change their beliefs. So that's why it's also so difficult for certain people to change it. So it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what you said about, this is dimensions for me as well. It's perception. Heaven and hell are different dimensions on the same plane. And in between, heaven is the highest, hell is the lowest. In between, there are more, right? Because we are growing, and every time we are growing and we heighten our frequency, we see different things, we learn different things. The perception change, our way of thinking change, and for me, this is all frequency. This is all dimension.
Yeah, I really think also that all these dimensions also here, also next to other dimensions that people went to, of course. So that's cool. Yes, and Amar did lucid dream. It's awesome, but you have to practice, he said, and astral travel, he wants to try it, so who knows. Yes.
I cannot help you how you do that. I can help you though. When you wake up, do your thing, go pee, and then lay down on the ground with a pillow underneath your feet. And just lay down, breathe normally, and don't move for like 15 till 30 minutes. And because you just woke up, it's hard to fall asleep again. So do it when you wake up fresh, not when you are still very sleepy because you fall asleep. Because if you stop move the body, you're gonna fall asleep. So do it when you wake up fresh, and then you feel the tinkling of on your body. That's your nerve system who tries to know if you are asleep. Don't move, because if you move, you need to start all over again. Because it's important that the body thinks it's sleeping. And then there is a possibility for you to astral travel. And this is what I learned from a friend that he knows he's like really high vibe, but I do not travel like that. I don't control it, I just go. Since I was little though.
That's all very interesting.
Yeah, and don't expect it that it works in one time. Practice is like it's important. But I have heard people that it works in one time, but I didn't. It didn't work for me.
And someone says the FBI use astral traveling to make easy jobs through investigation. Oh, yeah. And who knows, also remote viewing as well, like they can remote view with that. Yeah. They know a lot of things, and they like research a lot of things, and yeah, and we're also understanding more and more of that as well, like from everything. But I believe more and more is coming out, and already more is coming out, like information and understanding and things that we didn't like. Also, like, yeah, what you said of social media, even on TikTok, we have to, like, it's like really information, really good, cool information in a very short time coming to you. People like really awesome creators are on here. And yeah, of course, there is some censorship, but it's not as much as on other platforms, I feel, at least. It's still there.
I got a book from TikTok. from I do not know how the guy. It's a heart book. Do you know the book?
The what?
Heart book.
Heart book? No, I don't know.
If you send me your email in private, I will send you the book. It's a PDF.
Okay, cool.
And that's a lot of information. And like, but if you take the age away and put it in the end, you have Earth.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah.
It's the same.
Also,
Yeah.
yet I also feel we are all the Earth as well. No, the more you are like you feel like you are the Earth. Like if you take good of yourself, like you love yourself, you take good care of yourself, you also want to take good care of the Earth.
I'm a gardener, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I garden, I listen to the Earth. She knows what she wants, and I help her to make it happen. And this is, for me, very honorable that I can do this for Mother Gaia, because look what she does for us, right? Like, we cannot own the Earth. We are from the Earth. There's nothing to own. We are one with the Earth. So this, for me, that's very important.
Yeah, but that is really beautiful. Yeah, I had my own garden, but I will have it again, or collective garden. It's all good. But I had that once, and I woke up in the morning, and I was like, what does the goddess wants me to do today? And then I was like, do this and do this, and it comes naturally. Like, oh, what does the garden wants me to do, and what is necessary, and you will feel it, and then suddenly you have ideas that you didn't thought that you had. Like suddenly you have like, oh, this is necessary, and this we need to do, and this, and then but that's why there's so much, and that's why it's good if you can do it also with more people, exactly. Depending on how big the land is. But it's really, that is one of the most rewarding things you can do, and it all comes back again.
And I also get a lot of epiphanies when I'm working with the ground, like, wow, oh wow, like, so beautiful.
Yeah, I know it. And then it all the love you put in comes back again with vegetables and fruits, and that's why it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and it's so rewarding, and so like that's like really one of the best things we can do, because all the love we put in, it comes back to us, and also all the healing plants are also in there, what you need. So we're just figuring out what we can do with it. Like there's so much, like edible plants, like not even the vegetables and the fruits, you have edible plants, medicinal plants, and so many things you can do with it. And that we all coming back to this information, like how healthy all of this is and what you can do with it. And that is really cool. Like more like herbal information, people liking that as well, and all sorts of things. So, but yeah, also
my wife is a herbalist and a nutritionist.
Cool.
Yeah, that's her thing.
Yeah, and so she does herbalist and nutritionist.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And menstruational guidance, the inner seasons of a woman.
Oh my, that's really interesting, because we also as women we really lost that connection, and I only learned more about it when I went to South America. In Argentina, people were much more connected with their bodies, and I heard a lot of new information. Yeah, all, like we said, old information, like how women treating their bodies and treating themselves while having period was totally different as what I was used in Holland. So this and also in Portugal, I learned a lot about it. So that is really beautiful that she does that.
Yes. Yeah, and that is something deep though, because she is a nutritionist and herbalist, but she, like, her heart is also with the menstruality cycle. And but not a lot of people are ready for it yet in this side of the world. It's what you said, in South America, there are more like more closer to the embodiment, but I feel like a lot of women are getting more aware and are interested in it.
It's coming. It's coming.
I hope she can shine with it soon, because she knows a lot about it.
Oh, nice. I might also want to do a video on or YouTube about the period. But that's that's a whole thing. So I would love. She's joined also on the TikTok. So if you ever want to talk about that as well, you're also very welcome. Very welcome. Yeah. But this yay! I didn't see on the Facebook if people were like messaging. I don't know, but it was all good.
Yeah.
And
Hello.
Yes, yeah, I would be happy to. So yeah, great. And I think more people want to more people want to have like are open for this information. Like in the past, I was like, everything what I learned in South America was like, I want to bring this to Europe. And I felt like Europe was still not fully ready for that. But we're still pioneering. We're pioneering because like we're like woke up and then we're helping others that are still waking up. So we're still pioneering. So more people will be open to all this information. So
you're welcome, Amar. I hope it will work for you. Keep me posted, and if you want to follow me. I will follow you back. We love to connect. For me, it's gonna be let's make an end of it today because I need to go up very early and help a beautiful woman with her land. She bought a piece of land. It's like overgrown for 18 years.
Oh wow, that's enough to do.
Yes.
Oh, that's really
But I
good.
want to thank you for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you too. And everybody.
Do this again.
Yeah, it's good.
If you like.
Yeah, I like this very much. I really love it. And I also sometimes go live by myself and others. And I recently also started another podcast. And I really like this kind of information and this inspiration that we have. I want to put this in the world. And we have this kind of talks. That was like, yeah, we're not the only ones out there that think like this. So that's really important, and let other people also know this, and that like it will come more and more. So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay! Thank you very much, and have a
lovely
rest of your evening. And greetings to your partner who's watching. And yes, and
thank you, everybody. I see you have like 3,000 likes. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm very grateful for being here. Yay. I appreciate you all. And we talk to you soon. If you send me your email, I will send you the book. You will love the book.
I will do that. Thank you. Oh, thank you both. Much love. Yeah, thank you, Amar. Thank you, David Gazelles. Thank you. And just know that you can follow both of us and see more what we're going to share. So have a lovely rest of the evening and wishing you all the best life ever. Bye-bye.
And I love everybody. Bye.
So, I stopped.